G'day guys, welcome back to Dune Awakening, and welcome to another Deep Desert mission briefing. In today's mission, and today's episode, we are headed out to the Deep Desert to a location known as the Furnace. It is another testing station, but this time around we are going to be in a PvP area. So I expect a little bit more challenge here. It is still considered to be, in terms of difficulty, a medium difficulty testing station. So perhaps maybe we will survive, unless another player decides to show up and decides to fight us for the loot. So unlike in the previous episode, where, you know, we did actually bump into someone else named Blue, as well. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. But yeah, you can't exactly fight each other, I guess, because it is a PvE area. But this time it's going to be different. So we will need to be a bit careful. Might need to have our wits about us, and we'll see how we go. I do have a few things that I probably just need to tuck away before we get going, so let's just do that, and we should make our way. Where am I keeping agave seeds? I think I moved that somewhere, but I'm just struggling to remember where exactly. I suppose I could just drop it in randomly somewhere. I mean, here seems like a decent enough area. And I do want to get prescience ready from the get-go, so we should actually consume some of our foods here. So how are we looking? Okay, so that should be enough for one prescience mode, and I reckon we still have enough food for another prescience mode if that becomes necessary. So considering the difficulty is similar, my guess is that the amount of enemies may be similar. So I guess maybe I'm going to apply that timing of when we use prescience, which is towards the end of those waves. So perhaps maybe after the 5th wave or something like that. Anyway, off we go. I'll see you guys when we get a little bit closer to the testing station. Right guys, I think we should just make a quick pit stop right here, because we've found what I believe to be a loot cave, so you never know, we might get really lucky and find something decent in one of these loot caves. And there shouldn't really be difficult enemies here. Almost forgot to turn on my shields just then. That would have been really bad. Okay, so let's just grab a few bits and pieces here and let's go for the loot. So there should be loot tucked away right here, which is standard fare stuff, but then if I'm not mistaken, there should be like a small amount of loot hidden away, yeah, up there. So let's just quickly grab all of this. And yeah, see, a few more spice-infused plastanium dust, which is obviously very valuable, so we'll grab that. And I may as well go for a little bit more of the fabric there. I think that's it for this little loot cave. Let's continue on, and I'll cut back once we actually arrive at the testing station. Okay, we should be, yes, in the vicinity of this testing station. And there it is down there. Okay, so we should prepare, and by prepare, I mean we should be placing down a respawn beacon. So let's quickly do that. And yeah, I did actually have to turn back home. I remembered pretty quickly that I didn't have a beacon with me, so I went back and made one. But yeah, that's going to hopefully help us out in times of need. But with any luck, we might not have any contest in here. But if we do, then that'll be our backup, obviously. So let's get the shields on, and let's check out this place. So it is called the Furnace, so I assume it's going to be pretty hot down there. And Furnace would imply that they're sort of making something, maybe smelting stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's fire already. Why they don't put out the fires? Who knows? Am I going to have to be a bit careful about hazards, such as fires, while I'm fighting enemies? Possibly. Look at the lighting in this place. Pretty cool. So there's a pathway up this way, and then there's a pathway that leads down. I'm not entirely sure what we should really follow. Well, this doesn't exactly lead us to much. So I guess we need to go back down. So we're looking for a yellow armband and a purple one, I guess. And looks like we've already got our first locked room, so fingers crossed this won't be too difficult for us to deal with. Okay, I do see one enemy over that side. And another over that side. If I can get a snipe in, that'd be good. So that guy's gone off to heal, which is a bit annoying. Okay, we've got a heavy down there as well. Whoa. Okay. Not sure where that fire came from. Okay, yep. Very challenging, actually. We've got some snipers up here. Might be... Ow. Okay. Yeah, we'll chip away at them. Let's do a heal here.
Enemy found.
Okay, I am running out of stamina quite quickly for some reason. I feel like maybe I'm just not managing it very well. Okay, I think I'm gonna switch priorities. We'll go for these guys. Just get these guys out of the way. Oh no. I did not mean to go into prescience. That's alright. We'll make use of the prescience in that case. Did that even do anything? Okay. So that's the first wave, but there's definitely going to be more. I don't really know if I need any ammo at this stage. Actually, probably don't need the rapier. Definitely still locked in. Yeah, okay, they've just come in from there. They're probably going to spawn from up that way as well. Okay, if I can hit my shots, that would be nice. Oh my god. Okay, that's one down. That's good. Pull you in. Or not. Oh. Got another chaser here. Two of them. This is probably a decent spot just to take cover. Yes, I like that. They seem to recover pretty quickly though. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Pull you. Maybe kite them this way. Come on. Okay. These guys seem to be recovering very, very quickly. Even after I've done, like, stop. Yeah. Doesn't seem viable. Okay, let's see. Okay. And our prescience is almost out as well, which doesn't help. Okay, and this is still only the second wave, so this is not a good sign for us. There's a space in there that I could seek refuge in. Don't know if that's really a good thing for us, though. Yes, okay. Yeah, if we can get into a one-on-one situation with all of these guys, that would be very nice for us. Okay, very good, very good. Probably just take out the scout. Good stuff. Alright. Now we should be able to deal with these guys.
We've got incoming.
Oh boy. Okay. Alright, alright. We're still doing okay. Just trying to be calm and collected, you know. Cool as a cucumber. But, I mean, that was the second wave, and that was a huge challenge already. I wonder if I can just quickly eat. And just get some prescience back. Okay, flamethrowers. I just want to see if I can deal with this guy who's just standing there on his own. Okay, good. It's one less. Very nice. Good. I'm just seeing if any of these guys drop food, because that could be instrumental in the later waves. Very good. Okay, one more, I think. Okay, was that the last one? Probably. Oh, no. Okay, one more. Nice. Okay. Food? No food. Might do a quick heal here. Oh yeah, okay, they spawn from up this way as well. Yeah, it's good to learn all the spawn points, just in case. Yeah, let's try to kite these guys as much as possible. Okay, scouts over here. No. Yeah, okay. Oh, God. Alright. Okay. Well, that's why we had our respawn beacon. So, we should hopefully be able to continue where we left off, I think. Provided I can just get to my body. Okay, back again. Now, I'm not entirely sure if everything resets back to the first wave, or whether or not we just continue from the previous wave, but anyway. Here we go. Let's maybe focus on just retrieving all of our stuff initially.
Shield on. There's someone here.
Very important. Okay, so, let's do it. Okay, let's just get a little bit of distance.
I've got you covered.
Hang on, what's happened to my shields? Hang on. What's going on here? Oh, shields are down. Okay, it looks like our shields have broken, and the one that I have equipped at the moment isn't going to last much longer, so I'm not going to be able to tank that much. With that in mind, maybe going into prescience isn't such a bad idea. We just make use of it. We may as well. Okay, good. Next. Okay, let's just give ourselves a little bit of distance from all of the heavies there. Good, good, good. Okay. Now, the group of heavies that will be difficult to deal with. One seems isolated over there, so maybe we go for him first. Okay, good. Next one. Okay, my slow blade didn't actually register there, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, alright. What was that? Third wave? How many more to go? Maybe another 2 at the very least. So I don't know if we'll actually make it here, durability wise. We're looking pretty...
Reveal yourself.
There's someone
pretty
here.
bad.
Stay back.
Enemy time.
Okay, let's try to get the melee attacker first here, because we might be able to just deal with them. Okay, plenty of them in there, which is not ideal. We'll kite them back this way. Okay, what the hell were we doing there?
Got them.
Eyes on target.
Really need to manage your stamina. Boy. Alright. And what is that dodge at the very last minute? That's so annoying. Okay, alright. Let's just recuperate here. And there goes our prescience mode. No more prescience for us. Oh my god, alright. It's a group right there. Just get our stamina back. Okay, good. That heavy seems isolated. Actually, there is a melee guy there as well. Okay, so we do have another player here. and I have no idea what they're trying to do there. Probably trying to kill us. That's my guess. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind them trying to kill the other player, obviously.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Okay. Don't know what kind of weapon they've got. Pretty deadly though. Oh, okay. I think there are two of them. Yeah, okay. I am getting ganked. Well, I guess that is the risk of doing things solo, right? Yeah. Oh man. That is a bit painful. But you know what? That's okay, because we don't even have any good loot. So Plastanium dust is probably the only thing that we lost out of that. So I'm gonna see if I can go back in there and just do a little bit of disruption. But I'm thinking we probably need to come back with a full Holtzman shield, most likely. Okay guys, so I am back. I'm just sort of looking at the situation down there. I don't see where these players are. The enemies do seem to still be there, but it means that they've not continued with the assault of this testing station. I don't know why. Now, I am a little bit concerned about our shields because I've had to replace the one that we used as a replacement with this one. There's a little bit of durability left. I could try to go in there and finish the job. Let me just eat a little bit more and get prescience mode ready. Probably need one more bite. One more meatball. Yeah, we'll see how we go. But I think this is going to be our last attempt. I may as well go into prescience mode before I even step foot inside. Just going to check on everything else. I don't know if these guys might be just lying in wait for me to then just kill me again, or what the deal is, but I'm willing to give it a go. I mean, the numbers of enemies seem to be thinned out quite significantly, so let's see if we can lure some of them in here.
Kill
Oh no. Just recharge our shields. Yeah, these guys seem to be distracted for whatever reason. I think maybe these players might actually still be around somewhere.
They're here.
What the hell is going on with that one? Okay. Seems a bit unaffected against all of our skills. Alright, very weird. Anyway, we are chipping away at this situation. Go through here and... Okay, good. Getting the withdrawals again. Okay. Goodness me. Oh, yes. Okay, that was the last wave. Oh, so good. Right, so... what I'm really worried about are these players that we've had to face just showing up. So... let's try and move quickly. For all I know, there could be another room full of enemies, so I don't even know that. Is there anything in here? There's some stuff here. But then there's the other door that we didn't really go through. So... Okay, there's one band. Take everything. I bet you the other band is in the other room, or the other... yeah, the room on the other side. I may as well grab some ammo while I'm at it. Man, this was definitely a bit more of a step up from the previous place that we went to. The garden. Oh, yes. Okay. Spike hilt sword. I have no idea if that's any good or not, but we shall take it. So I assume these players managed to actually get through. So how did they manage to do that though? Without defeating all of the enemies? Is there some kind of a bug or an exploit? Alright, I mean... I'm very happy that we're not leaving here empty-handed or anything like that, right? So... I just don't want to be ganked again, so let's leave. And let's just quickly check out the, these rooms. Yeah, okay. These rooms have definitely been looted. Oh, hang on. Sorry. This was just me looting it, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. I see what's going on. Isn't there a yellow door? Just over here. Okay. So, only one unique recipe that we managed to find. I don't really know what kind of tier this is and whether or not it's considered S tier or A tier or B tier or whatever. But I don't mind just, like, having a quick look at it and seeing if perhaps maybe it's a better option than our current sword. Although our current sword is not bad, right? It's the replica pulse sword, which I'm pretty sure that's a decent endgame melee weapon. But anyway, what an adventure. Full of twists and turns. I did die just from some of the enemies, but ultimately the biggest challenge was other players. Let's get out of here, and for the next part of the episode, I'll see you guys when we get back to base. Alright, back again. Let's just quickly put that away, and I think the first thing we should address is the fact that, well, we took quite a bit of damage in all of those fights. I think for every single time you die, you may actually get a bit of a penalty on the durability of all of the items in your possession, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it feels that way because every time I inspect some of this stuff, it feels like a chunk of durability is missing suddenly. So I think it's probably wise for us to do a whole bunch of repairing, particularly for the ones that have almost no durability. So all of our shields and whatnot. I think that's obviously quite important. Welding torch, yeah. Cutter ray, sure. I think we can leave young Sparky for now, because it still has quite a bit. The Litterjohn, probably need to make a new one sometime soon. And I'm just looking at the rest here, but all of our armor and stuff I think we could probably leave for the time being. Now, while I was on my way here, I did take a look at whether or not what we picked up was decent. I think it's the spiked hilt sword, and unfortunately it is an A tier, which means that we've probably got a better sword already, which, you know what, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm pretty happy just finding some unique items. Still no disruptor pistol or anything like that, so I think what I'm kind of looking for is, I think it's called a dart for every man or something like that. So if we can find that while we're out and about doing our deep dive, sorry, I keep calling it deep dives, our deep desert exploration, then, you know, I'd be very, very happy. Irradiated cores, I think maybe in there? Yeah, okay. So, let's just take a look here. So, I'm missing perhaps maybe some fuel. And I would like to pick up some beers, because that kept us going quite a bit. So, let's see. Let's just do 10, and I'll stash all of that away. Okay, not a bad outing, but we've got another 10 minutes in this episode. I reckon we should focus a little bit more on trying to complete that ballroom that we're trying to build. And I don't really think that there's too much more to go on that front. Probably a few pieces of furniture here and there, and we should be good. Sorry, I'm just looking for some fuel. Just helps to just make sure that you do have some fuel. I wonder if the other players stole some of my fuel, because I think that's something that they can take. I've got a little bit of fuel here. I could probably just take one of those. Oh, and I've got another Decalitterjon here if I really, really need it. So I probably don't need to make another one for a while, which is good. Okay, so back to the production tower. Is it now a production tower now that we're going to have briefings and then, you know, social gatherings down here? It's a very good question indeed. Maybe not. Maybe it's maybe this tower needs to be called something else. Alright, so I'm just having a think of what we've got and what might be missing. So let's go back to furniture. I'm sort of thinking, do we need a table right in the center here? Because the center definitely looks a little bit empty, right? But what I'm not entirely sure of is what we would put on this table if we did have it. I mean, I could put some more ornamental things, like, for example, I could put in like another one of these. And that's it. Like, maybe keep it like clear completely. But then what is the purpose of that, right? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that just yet. But let's continue where we left off in the previous episode, just decorating this table here. I'm just gonna get like a whole bunch of cups, and I'm gonna try to neatly place them together. Might help if I just get a better angle here. I wonder if I can just do one more row. Okay, that looks decent. Do we have anything else that we should place on this table? Probably not. I'll leave the table for the time being. And I'm just going to put a few bits and pieces here on the floor, just to fill up the space a little bit. Okay, now, coming to this table, I think we definitely want, like, dishes and stuff, so I don't know about dining plates, just because these dining plates, if I remember correctly, they do have like a fork and knife on them, and I think that might look a little bit out of place. So if we just simply have like serving plates. Again, I think there's a bit of a missed opportunity here for being able to place actual like food or fruits or whatever in some of these serving plates, because they do seem a little empty, right? I wonder if I can just do something like that. And then we can do the rice bowl. One there. One there. And just another one right here. That seems pretty decent. Do we get some carafes here, maybe? Maybe one carafe there, and then another one on the opposite side. Okay, that looks pretty decent. And let's continue just putting a few things down on the floor. And I don't really have the agave seeds just yet, guys, for these banners, so I'm gonna have to come back to that. But that's okay, no rush. Let's see. Maybe we do that. And maybe a mini one of these. Okay, how do I feel about the here with nothing on it except the Atreides idol or whatever this thing is. The icon. It's a bit difficult for me to say whether or not this is a decent idea or not. Just want to try something here, but if I go in with, say, a half wall here. Ooh, okay, hang on a sec. Something weird is happening here, so can't seem to place the half wall there. Maybe I think it could be the carpet here might be blocking it. Might need to just pull that back a little bit. There. Maybe a little bit more even. I'm just trying to think of whether or not I can make the space look a little bit more interesting. Can I do an incline? A reverse incline? Oh, actually not a reverse one. Yeah, an incline like this. It does seem to work. That, I think, looks a little bit more visually appealing. Oh, okay, we can barely see in there. I was gonna say, maybe that might, like, create, like, a unique look on the inside, but you can't even see it. That doesn't look half bad. And then we can get the table back in. If this table even makes sense. Or do I, like, get another one of these tables and put it on that side? It could maybe work in our favor, just purely because we're replicating what we have on the other side. Again, coming back to symmetry. Possibly. Or, hang on a sec. The other idea that has just popped into my mind is, what about one of these things? The commode. Maybe. Or... Yeah, what is a commode anyway, guys? I'm not entirely sure. I guess it's one of these things. Whatever these things are exactly. But if I did the commode there... And... hypothetically speaking, is this considered to be like almost like a podium? Or could it be considered a podium? And therefore you could sort of like, you know, step up here and address your guests. Potentially, it could be used that way, maybe. And I think towards the end of the previous episode I did mention that perhaps maybe having some seats might not be a bad idea. But if we do intend to use this as some kind of a podium, I think maybe it makes sense for this to sit here. Just sort of stand up on it. We are stood up a little bit higher than we need to be, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It'll have to do. And yeah, I was sort of thinking about the chairs and stuff. I mean, we could have like a few chairs set up. Maybe on that side. I don't know about like chairs set up on this side though, because then like that sort of blocks the entryway to the space, doesn't it? So it's probably not the best. But yeah, initially I was thinking maybe we just use side tables and pretend that they're like stools. Let's just imagine the space with chairs and whether or not we agree with it. Because we don't have to go through with it exactly, right? Like, I don't really use the planning feature as much as I feel like I should. I don't know. Because you can plan all you want, but ultimately, the real test is actually having the stuff in the space. So we could do something like that. It does seem a little inconsistent though, in a sense that like these chairs here are sitting a little bit closer. It does look kind of interesting like this though. I don't know, guys. My gut tells me that's not the answer. Which means, again, if I'm listening to my gut, I feel like these are probably going to be the best option. Oh, hang on. Oof, I've run out of granite. Man. Okay, did not count on that. We have been decorating quite a bit, but yeah, I'll need to fetch some granite between episodes. Yeah, I don't know how many I want as well, so that's another issue that I sort of need to think about. And I don't know. I don't know if I really want to have them sort of sitting facing towards the, let's call it the podium. I feel like perhaps maybe just having a few here and there just to allow our guests to sit somewhere when they feel like they need to sit. That's sort of the idea that I have going in my head, so maybe we don't want to go too crazy on placing too many of them.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
So I think we'll do something like that, and then I'll set up maybe one more there. I'll probably set up one more here. Another right there. And another right there. So we sort of still want the area to be quite clear. Not too much furniture being in the way. Alright. I think, guys, this might be the episode. What a whirlwind. Those two players ganking me was unfortunate. But, hey, it is PvP, so, you know, can't really help that. But, they may have taken some of the loot from the area. Perhaps maybe they left just some of the lower tier loot behind and decided not to take all of it. But, again, my understanding is that you need to clear the locked room before you can even get to any loot, right? So, for some reason, when I returned back there, they still hadn't cleared the room, and they weren't fighting or anything like that, so it almost felt like they literally just went in to kill me. But either that, or perhaps maybe they both got taken out by like all of the enemies in there, which seems a little bit unlikely because they were laser focused on trying to kill me and me only. So I imagine that they would have easily handled all of those enemies. But anywho, I'm rambling on as usual. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop me a like down below. When we come back, we'll continue our exploration of the deep desert, and hopefully we'll do one more testing station in the next one as well. Chuck us that like down below. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one.